Working with master data information, it is important to understand the difference between the information code layer, information value layer, and the information setup layer that carries the value and description and where you select the other ones. So for instance, if I'm looking into item number 1162 in here, and I watch my specification as a master data information, it has 3 different entries in here in my information setup. Let's just take a look at this in my PowerPoint illustration. So on the top level, we have the information code, which is a generic value and like adding a field. The information value level is a drop down from the information code and is not related specifically to any specific item, customer, vendor, order, etc. But it's only a drop down from the information code. And then on the next layer, we can attach those to items, customers, vendors, etc. And this means that in the example of item number 1162, we have attached information code product type, the information value tire, which was a drop down, and there's no value because it's only the drop down we want to select. And then we attach the tire type, also from a drop down with the information value, and in both the 2 first lines, the description was just coming from the information value in the middle layer, so that's generically. On the last line with the wheel diameter, we selected the information code wheel diameter, information value inch, and then value is specific for item number 1162 because we don't want the value on our wheel diameters to be a generic drop down on the information value list. So we don't want a long drop down. So the value is related to each item, each customer, each vendor, where you can state specific numbers. So this will typically be height, sizes, specific colors like RL colors and stuff like that. So the value field is a field you enter specific for each entry in the information entry table. And in the value field, you could also define the validation type. So if the validation type is a date, it will check that the format is a date. If the validation type is a decimal field, it will check for that. So in this way, you can use the value for extra check on your data type. Let's just see how it works in Business Central. I believe that I have my value on the wheel diameter set up to be a decimal field. So if I'm entering something else that cannot be interpreted as a decimal field, it will tell me here that this is not possible because you need to do a decimal field. But if I said 27, for instance, it will accept the information, whereas my product type, I believe the value could be anything because the product type doesn't have a validation type in the setup. So this way, the information code is the top level, the information value is a drill down on the information code, and those 2 are defined separately, and then you select them per item, per customer, per vendor, wherever you're working with master data information. And in the value field, you have some kind of logic applied to it. In the description field, it will be taking default from the other fields, and you can enter whatever you like.